about business theory. I mean, some of the examples that I gave you. If I mined all this data and I saw location stuff, wow. If I had those attributes tightened down in search terms, what might on the technical side I have to do, and then what on the business side might that return? You're gonna see a lot of patterns over a period of time. So you might say, I've got a theory that on weekends, these things are popular, and on weekdays, these things are popular. You might have a theory that says, isn't this interesting that these multiple group requests come in? And what that means is that's all those shopping, it's gonna return one booking. So I'll give you another little fun set of facts. We don't get paid until somebody books. So we're facilitated and enabling all that shopping for free, because I say if people don't shop, then they don't book. That's kind of, so, if the shop rate, if that look ratio is way bigger than that book ratio in a certain set of data attributes, what might that mean? And then those of you that are in IT know there's great strategies for cache, C-A-C-H-E cache, right? I can now put some business rules in to protect that central reservation system from those shopping. It might be that what I see is these requests for these amenities. Gosh, it seems like maybe I would cache all the static stuff, because the stuff that changes are rates and availability. So, what if I put in cache all the static stuff, and what would happen? And what should I put in the static field? And then what should I let real rate and availability throughput be? And what should be the logic behind that? Because here's the bad thing. So I'm shopping, and that rate and availability comes back, and then there's a thing called best guaranteed rate, which the hotels are really under a pinky swear not to go any lower than. And all of these distributors are getting paid as a percentage of that booking revenue. And the technology is tracking cookies all the way through the clicks. So how can you maybe determine where the nickels flow? I used to be in the ATM business, and this is analogous to what ATMs did. You used to go to your own bank, you got your own money out of your own bank's ATM. Then somebody really smart said, we ought to put a central switch in, and we'll just switch everybody's transactions, but we'll charge people if they go to other than our bank, right? And on us transactions, and right? So think about, so that's another business theorem, right? That might, think about how much you might pay for luxury, because you'll start to see patterns. Luxury, right? 3-star economy. That's an interesting fun fact about what am I seeing, where am I seeing certain properties, who's booking, what's the propensity for that. You're gonna have, 9 terabytes is a lot, but really it's probably 3/4 of a month of data. So you're gonna get trends and patterns, days of the week. Does that make sense?
There is no ownership of your ideas here. It's yours. That's unique. Okay. You come up with a cool idea, you go monetize it and make some money. Tony has no claim on it. The university has no claim on it. So that's... Yeah, except Nancy.
Nancy's booking it. Well, and I would say the other answer is, so students, professors, business people, you want to pull people in from industry and have some fun, go for it. So we're not limiting who plays on your team. So we'll see. We'll see. So again, the data itself is the proprietary, information. But if there are trends, I think that collectively you might have something that is publish worthy, and we might have something that's publish worthy. So why else would we be doing this if we didn't want to really, data mine it and then get credit for it?
We could do one.
think any insight, give yourselves credit. I mean, and we will give you credit. We will give UNT credit. We will give you personally credit, because these aren't our ideas, right? We just were smart enough to partner with a great university and capitalize. So I think you're spot on. And if you think about hoteliers, some are management fee driven, some are franchisees driven, some are brand owned. So I think any trending out of that could be particularly interesting. Very good question. So you get the whole data set. So we thought about cutting it back, and the problem with that is then you're going to limit some of your ability to trend and synthesize, and so you get the whole thing.
And related to that, and sorry to interrupt, something else Tony said is to start with that sample set, but also start small.
Yeah.
You know, and particularly students. I mean, you listen to this, I mean, ideas were going in my head. What about this and this? And then what you can get is you can get paralyzed.
Yeah.
Is do something easy first. I mean, just go through and say, okay, is there a difference, for example, is there a difference between booking mobile and non-mobile? Maybe. Try something really simple first to get in that data set and start gaining some confidence, and then generating some more complicated questions going through. So don't get yourself overwhelmed, like downloading the whole data set or trying to ask lots of questions. So if
Yeah,
you want,
that's great advice, because the interesting thing is this has sort of evolved around us. We've been a part of it. We've been a participant in it, haven't we? In booking and going to hotels. But what we don't realize is when you can do all that shopping, there is a whole, micro industry evolving here. And then, really interesting conversations with one of our clients that said, we have now realized that on our property, we actually generate more money from our restaurant and our swimming pool, spa services, and our gift shop. People from business are coming into the hotel, the bar. Hotel bars stay open late. How many of you go hit the bar at the hotel because it's open after the hours that the other bars are open? So really interesting when you shop for that room and you book it, that value of that guest is becoming maybe equally, maybe less important than the amenities that keep that property producing ancillary revenue that returns to the bottom line. So that's an interesting one too. I think it's about 3. I think that's what they ended up with. Yep.
Are they consecutive weeks or?
Yes. Yeah. So we wanted to give a view of contiguous, consecutive. So that you could play with dates. You'll also see hours. I mean, these requests are time stamped like in seconds, and so you'll get there's a lot of data there. But yes. Kinds of things. So when you get a request, so this is a booking and a shopping set of transactions. So you're going to see all the requests. Think about when you make a request and you fill out online, right? You go and search, you do a search, and then think about what gets responded to you. So it's that transaction set that you're getting. You're not getting the other end of how many reservations, what was the average date, right? You're not getting all the reservation side of it, and you're not getting all the front end marketing, bid management, SEO stuff, right? So you're getting when that request goes and when that response comes back. Great question. The world. Yeah, so we did not cull it by geo. So if you, and I don't have a map, but we're global, and those 9.4 billion transactions are coming from the top 200 hotel chains, wherever that chain happens to do business. So I would tell you, wink, wink, nod, nod, that a lot of it is America's and EMEA centric. Why? Why is that? So in-country China and language, in-country Japan language. We are looking at, if we get really good and really lucky, which we're going to get, about 30,000 hotels in India. Fascinating market, very different attributes, right? So, and then IP in China is always an interesting opportunity. For now, online travel agents are companies that hotels love to hate, and Airbnb they hate way worse. So the lodging industry, I think, is at an inflection point where does that count? It's sort of like Uber when it hit the transportation industry, right? Do we play? I'm going to give you one, and I gave it to the interviewer. I don't know if it'll hit, but I found this fascinating. So if you think about all the services that a hotel provides in the sharing economy, one big hotelier, Marriott to be specific, decided they've all kind of held hands and said, we're not playing in Airbnb's lodging rooms because it's not regulated, same like Uber. It's fraught with brand issues. That's not our sweet spot, right? On the other hand, think about this, blew my mind. They are now outsourcing their maid service to the Airbnb owners. And Airbnb owners are becoming mini hoteliers. Because if you think about it, these guys are out buying condos, putting them up on VRBO or Airbnb, and they are a mini hotel. Because they've got room rates in the hundreds. So I think that's a fascinating equation. For us, we're noodling on it, shall we say. Google, Amazon, Yahoo, Alibaba, Airbnb. If you've got the world's fastest, biggest switch, what do you care what you switch through that, right? To your point. And lodging could be lodging. So the common denominator is a request and a response for a room or a bed, right? So I think it has interesting potential.
Have you contacted them or not yet?
I'm not telling. No, I'm kidding. We've not contacted Airbnb, but we're in process and conversation with all the rest. I love talking about hospitality, and you know this better than anyone else, but look at TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor started out as a rating system. It built this great database of what the ratings were and what the comments were, and it crowdsourced all of its content. So it didn't pay one penny for populating a content database of pictures even. The pictures and images and videos of a property are super expensive to go create. TripAdvisor did it for them, right? And now, just last year, TripAdvisor announced what's called instant booking. So now you can go on TripAdvisor, you can look at all the ratings, and you can push a button, and you can instantly book. So we are talking to them as well, so why not book through us, right? But that's fascinating to me because it came out of a customer satisfaction system and turned itself into a revenue generating booking system. Great question. What else? Smart brains. Do you think it's cool? You think it's fun?
Yes.
What else?
Okay, you should be, what's next?
Yeah.
So what's next? Register. Get the non-disclosure agreements done. If you need more information, Nancy has it. Did you get emails and things in the back, Nancy, from people coming in? Yep. So get to Nancy, get that done. Once we've got the registrations, the NDAs, we're going to start giving you information about how to get at the data. Okay? So, and you need teams. So we have food, drinks, juices at this hour, so we're not opening the bar. But start getting to know each other. At least introduce yourself to the person sitting next to you. Get your teams together. I think Tony had a great idea. It's nice having someone with domain knowledge, knowing the hospitality industry to help ask the questions. It's great to have a computer scientist or computer engineer to say, here's how we're going to have to look at this string. It's unstructured text. How the heck are we going to pull anything out of here? But I know this cool tool that I can bring over. Get these multidisciplinary teams together. Email your friends when you get out of here, or text your friends and say, you got to be part of this. This is cool. Big data set, lots of stuff going on. Start the buzz. We're going to get everybody set up, everybody registered. We'll start giving you the information. If you have questions, what about contacting you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Contact me or
Contact
Nancy.
Nancy.
And then we'll feed her the questions.
Yeah. And then not me. We'll feed the guys that do real work.
And then, and we will have some tech advisors
We
available.
will. Yeah, we'll have availability, and somebody will break something. I'm just positive. It's it just happens,
Yeah.
right?
Any other questions for Tony? Okay. So again, I can't say it enough. She says it, it's her business. This is cool. I mean, this is really cool. This is data, and this is an opportunity most people don't get to have, and from all over. And part of the issue here is this is a huge data set. 3 weeks? What are we looking at? 9 terabytes of data?
Yeah, 9, 10 terabytes of data.
For 3 weeks. So make sense of it. Find something cool. Start a business.
I always say
Go work for them.
cool with a K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get a job with Disco. And one of the things we'll also be telling you about, you need practice pitching. I've seen some really great pitches, and I've seen others. So we'll provide some opportunities for you to practice pitching. So we'll kind of have the pre-Shark Tank. So we'll tell you nicely how you messed up and ask you the hard questions. So you'll be hearing more information about that too. And then also setting the date for when the presentations and all the things are when we expect to do that. So you're going to hear a lot more from us. So for now, if there are no more questions, in the other bowling alley, the other room over here, the long room, there's drinks, there's some snacks. Grab some, get to know each other, start planning how you're going to rule the world, and we're going to get going. So good to meet you all. And Tony, how long are you here for?
I'm here for a couple hours. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you have some questions, don't be shy.
Yeah.